Hi everyone, we are Group 5 and our presentation today is titled Organizational Culture Gone Wrong. My name is Samantha Magana. I am 23 years old and I earned my here at CSUB with my major being business administration and my concentration being marketing. My current occupation is I am the marketing manager for Collective Gyms. And a fun fact about myself is I've been going to the gym for 4 years and I have competed once in powerlifting and I did place first in my class.
President. I am Joanna McDermott. I'm currently a revenue manager for a medical group in Southern California. My major is the business administration and management, and I also hold a master's of education. This is my second year at CSUB, and a fun fact is that I enjoy experimenting in the kitchen.
Hi everyone, my name is Gracie Mayorga. I'm 27 years old and I have my previous bachelor's degree in communication from ASU, which I also did online. And I'm currently in my second year of the MBA program here at CSUB. Currently, I'm working as an administrative support coordinator at Cal Poly in San Luis. And a fun fact about me is that I have an almost 7-year-old rabbit named Ronald, and I love to work on photography with my Fujifilm X-E3 camera.
Hi everyone, I'm Israel. I am 23 and it is my first semester at the CSUB MBA program. My previous university was Fresno, and I did graduate 2023 with my HR management, a Bachelor of Science degree. I do volunteer at CSUB at the Edible Garden and the food distribution when I'm available. I do have 2 years of human resource experience. Um, and fun facts about me is I've been dancing Spanish and hip hop since I was 14. I love amusement parks, and Nicki Minaj did like one of my pictures. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Tamaya, and I got my BS in Engineering Sciences from CSUB in 2017. And now I decided to pursue an MBA to help with my career and hopefully move into management in the future. Currently, I'm a reservoir engineer for a local energy company, California Resources Corporation. Fun fact about me, I was born and raised in Romania until I was 12, but I'm Hungarian and I speak Hungarian.
Hi, I'm Brant Skolnick. I got a BS in Business Administration, focused on management from here in 2024. I currently work for the men's basketball team here at CSUB as a grad assistant. And fun fact, my life revolves around basketball and going to the gym.
So, in this chapter, our case study was titled Organizational Culture Gone Wrong, a critique of the failed Wells Fargo cross-sale strategy. So, Wells Fargo built its culture around aggressive cross-selling with the ambitious goal of getting each customer to use up to 8 products. So while the strategy was meant to drive growth, it caused extreme pressure on the employees. So in order to meet unrealistic sales goals, employees opened over 3.5 million fake accounts and they signed customers up for services that they never asked for. At first, the leadership blamed frontline employees, but as investigations unfolded, it became clear that this wasn't just on the employees. It was a widespread organizational culture failure. And two key lessons that we could take away from this is the culture sets the stage for employee behavior, and incentives must align with ethical practices and customer value.
A pivotal point is human capacity as a core competency. Wells Fargo treated human capacity as the ability of employees to deliver and grow business rapidly over ethical performance, with incentives tied directly to product per customer metrics. So there are four components to human capacity as a core competency. One is people, employees who are under intense pressure to prioritize sales over ethics for job retention and rewards. The second, talent. Management focused on driving aggressive sales behavior over customer-centric talent with little emphasis on long-term relationship building. Third, organizational agility. A decentralized corporate structure at Wells Fargo led to impaired oversight and late recognition of red flags from the fraud that was being conducted. Fourth would be strategic goals. Cross-selling was the strategic and inflexible directive for employees. In an optimal workspace, human capacity as a core capacity looks more like this. People, driven performance, employees are critical to innovation, productivity, and service delivery. Talent, a competitive edge means the ability to attract and retain high-performing people. Organizational agility depends on workforce capability. An adaptable workforce meets challenging and changing demands, and strategic goals align human capital strategies with the company's goals, mission, and objectives.
So next we'll be talking about the HR management functions. So every single organization has these various functions that HR management needs to plan on and needs to look at. This is split up into 7 connected subfunctions, and each one is, changed by the internal and external forces of that unique firm. Number 1, we'll be talking about HR strategy and planning. So this focuses on strategic planning, anticipating future talent needs, and preparing plans to address those needs. For Wells Fargo, this would look like district managers and their HR management coming together to have a biannual or annual meeting to basically discuss their current and expected hires and resignations. Then how they can best fulfill those roles with HR approved and appropriate practices to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Number 2 would be equal employment opportunity. So this helps them focus on maintaining compliance with federal, state, and local EOO laws, or sorry, EEO. This also helps them maintain a diverse and inclusive workforce by establishing and maintaining those initiatives as well. For Wells Fargo, this could look like a position created specifically for an EEO officer or having those duties fulfilled by management, branch managers, for example, or their supervisors, and making sure that they have required trainings, possibly biannually, so they can make sure that they have that information as recent as possible. Number 3 would be talent acquisition. So this would be about providing a sufficient supply of qualified individuals to fill the roles within their organization. So this uses the nature of their workforce, job design, and using job analysis that all establish this focus. What's also really important within this is to have a positive employer brand. If they have that, then that allows the organization to easily have a greater pool of qualified candidates available for their recruitment. So, for example, in the case study, Wells Fargo should have reviewed their internal and external practices, and they should have reviewed their brand through the lens of potential public candidates, looking at questions such as why would a qualified candidate choose this firm over their competitor, such as Chase. Next, Tamea will talk about functions 4 through 7.
Talent management and development. This HR function is in charge of orientation of new employees, providing training to aid in career development and succession planning for employees and managers, as well as assessing employee performance. Total rewards. This is compensation, incentive, benefits, such as salary, bonuses, health benefits. This is an important aspect of any organization. This keeps employees engaged and motivated. And while these incentives are important to keep employees motivated to perform, It can also cause an employee to be unethical, just as we saw in the Wells Fargo case study where bankers made up fake names and email addresses for customers to meet their quota just to get their bonuses and to avoid being reprimanded. Let's see. Risk management and worker protection. They address workplace risks to ensure workers are protected, and that all legal requirements are met. They also handle concerns when it comes to workplace health and safety. In the Wells Fargo case, HR failed to protect its workers from the high pressure environment, potentially causing harm to their mental health and well-beings of the employees. And then employee and labor relations, they develop and communicate HR policies and procedures addressing employer and employee rights, as well as union management relations. Um, these policies ensure that all parties involved will know exactly what's expected of them. And if an organization doesn't have a dedicated HR department, the operating managers would perform these functions.
Okay, so I will be talking about the organizational ethics and human resource management. This will relate to Wells Fargo case study as well as just in general a company. So the strategic role of human resource is the way managers and human resource staff influence the ethics of employees, which should be managed in a manner that affects individuals and the workplace in a positive way, so you can have a better work outcome and environment. The first figure shown on this slide explains violating HR protocols can lead to negative organizational and individual consequences, while ethical practices can prompt positive outcomes. So let's look a little closer to the chart. The areas for potential ethical problems in HR are compensation, development, staffing, performance management, equal employment opportunities, and training. So depending on if it's ethical treatment or unethical treatment will determine if it's good for the employee or bad for the employee. Let's look at the consequences of ethical treatment. So if it's unethical treatment, it can affect job satisfaction badly, turnover rate gets very high, and job performance is very low. But if it is ethical treatment, it is a positive job satisfaction. There's less turnover rate happening, and job performance is well. Next slide, please. So this is why it is important for human resources to develop programs and trainings that encourages ethics for employees and supervisors for their day-to-day routine so their responsibilities run smoothly and employees behave ethically with one another. If there is no ethical balance, HR will start to see ethical misconduct in compensation, employee relations, staffing, and equal employment shown on this chart. So for compensation, employees might start lying about hours and time worked. For employee relations, employees will start lying to supervisors and coworkers. For staff and equal employment, sexual harassment of other employees can occur, and or discrimination in recruiting and interviewing can happen with the hiring manager. Addressing these difficult and conflicting situations is what human resource goes through on a daily basis, and this is why getting employees and supervisors trained on these topics is very important. Thank you.
So I'm going to be talking about the pivotal point of the three roles of HR department. The administration role of HR focuses on record keeping, legal paperwork, and policy enforcement. Traditionally, HR was seen as paper pushers, but with technology and outsourcing, these tasks are now faster and more efficient. The operational role is about handling the day-to-day needs of the organization, like hiring, training, benefits, and safety. HR also acts as an employee advocate, making sure workers are treated fairly and their concerns are addressed, which helps maintain morale. The strategic role puts HR at the leadership table. In this role, HR partners with management to align people strategies with long-term business goals, anticipate future workforce needs, and build competitive advantage through talent. Next slide. So I'm going to go over the Wells Fargo three HR roles. At the administrative level, HR should have been closely monitoring compliance and keeping track of account activity. Stronger internal controls and better record keeping would have caught the fake accounts earlier. This role is also about making sure policies are enforced. And at Wells Fargo, those enforcement mechanisms were weak. From an operational standpoint, HR is responsible for employee relations and daily support. At Wells Fargo, the pressure to meet cross-selling quotas created a toxic environment that pushed employees toward unethical choices. As advocates, HR should have spoken up about these unrealistic goals, protected employees from retaliation, and provided safe outlets like training, complaint systems, and anonymous reporting channels. Strategically, HR must align incentive systems with ethical and sustainable business strategies. Instead, Wells Fargo's HR supported compensation plans that rewarded sales volume at any cost. A true strategic partner would have guided leadership to design balanced metrics that valued customer trust and compliance, not just sales numbers. By shaping culture around ethics, accountability, and long-term customer value, HR could have helped prevent this whole scandal.
Now, this is one of our 2 YouTube videos related to our chapter.
We're trying to get a feel for how people spend their day at work. So if you would you walk us through a typical day for you? Yeah, great. Well, I generally come in at least 15 minutes late. I use the side door. That way Lumberg can't see me. And after that, I just sort of space out for about an hour until I'm ready. Space out? Yeah, I just stare at my desk. But it looks like I'm working. I do that for probably another hour after lunch, too. I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work. Peter, would you be a good sport and indulge us and just tell us a little more? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something about TPS reports. TPS then. The thing is, Bob, it's not that I'm lazy. It's that I just don't care. Don't care? It's a problem of motivation, all right? Now, if I work my ass off and Initech ships a few extra units, I don't see another dime. So where's the motivation? And here's something else, Bob. I have 8 different bosses right now. I beg your pardon? 8 bosses. 8? 8, Bob. So that means that when I make a mistake, I have 8 different people coming by to tell me about it. That's my only real motivation, is not to be hassled. That and the fear of losing my job. But you know, Bob, that'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired.
And here is our second video.
Everybody moving over this way, just a hair, too much. There it is, getting closer, coming closer to him. No, I mean, move your body closer. There we go.
What's up, my man? Hey, good morning. Good morning. Pick up a little coffee. Oh, thank you. It's easy. It's just in the other room. Appreciate it. Something I like to do for my fellow man. Mm-hmm. Thanks. Yeah. Drink it at your leisure. How about a 2 martini lunch today on me? I'll pay for the whole thing. No big deal. 2 martini lunch. You're just gonna buy it for me? Yeah. Why wouldn't I? It's great. It's what I like to do for a fellow man. Thank you. Don't know if you heard, but I got a promotion coming my way. Did you know? Yeah. Congratulations. I don't deserve it, but I think you do. And you know what? I'm going to recommend that you get that promotion because that's the kind of guy that I am. You know what? With that promotion, I think it's about time that I facilitate a hostile takeover in another company, in which case I think it'd really be great if you were the CEO. I'll just be a senior VP. You can be in charge. I want that for you.
A lot of power. Because with that power, I have no choice but to sign the company jet over to you, my friend. That's right. A plane of your own to go anywhere you would like. That's what I do for you. Thanks.
Can't wait to use that plane.
to take you to the island of your choice for a vacation, since I plan on acquiring the entire Lesser Antilles. Take your pick. St. Kitts, St. Thomas, whatever island you want. I want that to happen for you.
The Lesser Antilles.
Yeah.
I'll just have to pick up the Greater Antilles, where I'll take you. Any island of your choice.
And my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the coffee.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get you a venti, which is 2 sizes bigger than this one. Twice as generous.
Well, next day I'll get you a cuarenta.
Oh, will you?
Yeah, it's a 40 ounce.
And then the next day I'll get you a ciento.
And get here on Friday, I'll have picked you up a Googleplex here.
Oh, good. Because on next Monday, I'm going to buy you an Infinitilla.
Damn.
And to end off, we will be going over, or I will be going over our 3 discussion questions. First one, how can HR functions like talent management, total rewards, and risk management be designed to balance employee motivation with ethical safeguards? Number 2, what aspects of Wells Fargo's organizational culture and incentive systems directly contribute to employees creating millions of fake accounts? And number 3, if Wells Fargo's HR department had taken a stronger strategic role, how could aligning human capital strategies with the bank's mission and values have prevented the scandal? Thank you.